Hi everyone. Today we're going to learn how to solve literal equations for a given variable. Now, some of you know literal equations more commonly as formulas. So how to isolate a variable in a formula. So our final answers are not going to be numbers, integers. They're going to have other variables in them. So a literal equation is an equation with multiple variables. Could have x and y. It could have F for Fahrenheit and C for Celsius. It could be an area formula. And when it says solve, it means get one variable by itself, and it will tell you which variable, which letter it wants by itself. So in this, we are not trying to solve for a numeric value. You're not trying to get x equals 8 or y equals 10. You're going to wind up with getting x equals something in terms of other letters. So I want us to treat the variable that we're solving for as if it's the only variable, get it to one side, and everything else to the other side. And we're going to look at a few examples. So in this problem, it says solve for x, get x by itself. And we're going to talk about two different ways that we can do this. So the first way I see is let's distribute the 3 to get rid of the parentheses. So I get 3x plus 6y equals negative 6. And now since x is on the left side of the equation, the y's have to go and move over to the right side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract 6y from both sides. And I get 3x equals negative 6y minus 6. And I still have a coefficient on my x, so 3 times x is not what I want. So I want to divide both sides by 3 to undo the multiplication. So I get x equals negative 6 over 3 times y minus 6 over 3. And to clean this up a little bit, I can do negative 6 divided by 3. And if it's an integer, I'll write it down. So x equals negative 2y minus 2. And we like to put the variable before the constant, but if you write it the other way, you can have negative 2 minus 2y, and that's also a valid answer, as long as the x is by itself. That's what we're looking for. Isolate x. So let's take another look at this problem, because there's other ways to attempt it, other ways to isolate the variable. So instead of distribution, many people like to divide the left side and the right side by 3 to get rid of the 3, move the 3 over to start. So if we divide both sides by 3, we have just x plus 2y on the left side, and negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Our goal is to get the x by itself, so we're going to subtract 2y to undo the positive 2y, subtract 2y on both sides, and get x equals negative 2y minus 2, or if you have it using the commutative property in the other order, negative 2 minus 2y. And this also gets x by itself. So in this case, there's multiple different ways to get x by itself, but the goal is to solve for x. Isolate the variable. We still have y in our equation. We didn't get rid of it. It didn't disappear. And we have x equals negative 2y minus 2. So we've accomplished our goal of solving the literal equation and getting x by itself. So remember, literal equations have multiple variables, and we're trying to isolate one variable and get it by itself.